Between the Cavs and the Pacers. Cleveland led by as many as 20 points in the third quarter, but then the Pacers fought back, especially in the last few minutes of the game, which included the go-ahead game-winning bucket by Tyrese Haliburton in the final 2 seconds. So the Pacers steal 2 in Cleveland, and again, Haliburton delivers. Here he is on the game winner.
I'm at peace. I'm at peace with my game. Understanding that I'm trusted in these moments. I have all the confidence in the world to make these shots. My teammates and my coach staff give me that confidence, and I'm just trying to make plays out there.
Make plays he did. Since 1998 in the playoffs, teams are 3-1, 1,641 when trailing by 7 or more in the final minute of the fourth quarter overtime. So it's never happened. The Pacers this postseason account for 2 of those wins, including their Game 5 win against the Bucks in the first round. They had 15-1 odds to win with 1:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, according to ESPN Sportsbook. All right, Mad Dog, are you more surprised by the Cleveland collapse or the Pacers comeback?
Neither. Cleveland didn't have 3 of their starters, which was a factor, and the Pacers did it against Milwaukee. And by the way, where are these anonymous NBA players who told The Athletic that Haliburton was the most overrated player in the NBA? Where are these dopes now who went out of their way to kill the guy and destroyed him in The Athletic? And the guy, he scores 19 points. He makes smart plays. He beat Milwaukee single-handedly in Game 5. Played well against the Knicks last year, including Brunson against him. And then he plays the great game last night. Listen, this is me now. I thought, this is me. You guys are probably going to disagree with this. I always thought, I might be proved wrong still, but I always thought Cleveland was a regular season team. I wanted to see something out of Cleveland. I really did. And I picked Indiana to win the series before it started. I was shocked that they were a plus 396. They were a 4-1 underdog with that offense, with all the guys they can score on that team, with that head coach who last year had good experience beating the Knicks in Game 7 in New York and playing well against the Celtics despite losing 4 straight games. And they, listen, I understand last night Cleveland's all banged up. I get it. I understand that. Game 1, they weren't. They all played, and they were outplayed from start to finish. In Game 1, they were outplayed. And then last night, I don't care if I'm out there, they had a 14-point lead at the start of the fourth quarter in that game. And those baskets that Miles Turner made at the end of the third quarter were somebody made a big basket at the end of the third quarter to make it a 17-point lead to 14. That turned out to be a big basket in that game. It wasn't Turner. He made the shots in Game 1. I think Indiana's going to win a series. I thought they were going to win a series before it started. I love the team. I think the team is – they don't have a great player, but they got a lot of good players, and I can see them giving somebody in that Eastern Conference Final a major push. And I think Cleveland's in – I can't say they're shot. I think Cleveland is probably near the end. How many teams have come back from 2-0 down?
I would love to read it again.
5 teams have come back from 2-0 down after they lost the first 2 games at home in the history of the NBA. Go ahead there, Jay.
I think it's Stephen A.
Oh, Stephen A.
I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth on this because on one hand, I remember Doggy, he has been consistent about this, Jay Will, where he's talked about Cleveland being a regular season team. I know that they were out DeAndre Hunter, they were out Darius Garland, obviously Evan Mobley. We get that part. Defensive Player of the Year, we get that. That's a very, very significant loss, and we understand it. But what really, really, rakes my nerves is you can't inbounds the basketball. You can't box out. Those are 2 key fundamental things that derailed them last night. They still would have won this game had you boxed out and prevented Tyrese Haliburton from getting a rebound off of his own miss. And obviously, I think it was Max Strus on the inbounds. You got to make sure that you don't turn that ball over. So that was unfortunate. And I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm saying to myself, Cleveland, that really, really bothers me. But to answer this question, we've got to give some love to the Indiana Pacers and say this says more about them. This kid Neesmith, this kid Nembhard, 13 assists last night to go along with his 13 points. Miles Turner, who wasn't even wanted a couple of years ago, in the way that he's been balling. We're talking about Haliburton, and he has shown up, and considering the kind of things that happened to him in the first round series, and then it involved his dad and all of this other stuff, and now his dad is not at the games, and he's out there, and he's just flat out balling. You got to give respect where respect is due. We need to be reminded of the great coach that Rick Carlisle is. He is a champion. This man knows what he is doing. And to consider how he's had to adapt to embracing these younger personalities and what they bring to the table, and his ability to adapt and to be able to coach them at such an exceptional level, letting them be themselves. All of these things play a very, very big role. So as Doggy pointed out, you got a lot of good players who feel minimized, who don't feel respected and appreciated enough, who, by the way, is undefeated at home over the last 2 postseasons with Tyrese Haliburton on the court. Remember, when they lost to Boston last year in the conference finals, Tyrese Haliburton missed those games due to an injury when they were in Indiana. Now they're going back to Indiana, up 2-0. The Cleveland Cavaliers are in a world of trouble, and it's because the Indiana Pacers are a hell of a lot better than we've been willing to give them credit for.
Well, this Tyrese Haliburton conversation is really interesting. This year, Doggy, he is 10 of 11 in games to either tie or hit a winning bucket in crunch time. Like, he likes to have the ball in his hands. I think these last 2 series, these last 6 games, he's been playing like a superstar to a degree. I'm not saying that he's cracked the superstar modem yet, but he's on his way if he keeps playing at this type of level.
Right.
But, you know, when people say, like, hey, they stole 2 games, they didn't steal 2 games. They won those games straight up. I mean, Darius Garland didn't play in either game. And by the way, Doggy, I hear you on them being a regular season team, but they got 64 regular season wins, only 4 behind OKC, who had 68, second best in the league. Darius Garland did average 21 and 7 points per game. The reason why I think you saw them, and by the way, one of those box outs was Donovan Mitchell, not the last one, but the second one, right?
The rebound.
And I think what you're seeing is him having 48 points, but feeling the need. He has to do so much because they don't have depth anymore. So, yes, I think it says more about the Pacers. I agree with you both. But, like, I'm not going to dismiss Cleveland because of injuries and take away what they've done throughout the regular season. I do think if this team was fully healthy, it would be a different series with Indiana. I do.
Stephen A., I want to
Well, let me say this.
Yeah,
let me say.
Go ahead.
Darius Garland, listen, a toe injury is significant, can be very painful. I understand that. As far as I'm concerned, you got to be damn near crippled if you can't play. You got to be damn near crippled if you can't play. You got to find a way to get out there. Because last night, Nembhard and Haliburton combined for 45 points, like 19 assists, and 1 turnover. They're getting guard play in Indiana. Donovan Mitchell needs help. Period. Because whether it's Ty Jerome, whether it's Strus or somebody else, I mean, listen, they're not point guards, okay? He needs some help in that backcourt. Now, you missed 4 straight games, Darius Garland. I mean, damn, you got all off season to heal. Somehow, some way, I mean, you're on the brink of elimination. I mean, you got to get out there. You got to find a way. Limp your ass out there no matter which way you got to do it. I don't give a damn, all right? Find a way. Find a way. Pad the toe, wear an extra size shoe. You know, do something. But you got to get out there. You got to get out there.
It's problematic because in the last 50 seconds, 5-0, you had Indiana score 8 points, and the Cavaliers took no field goal attempts, none. It was completely lopsided the last 45, 50 seconds of the game.
But the inbound pass by Strus was horrible.
Yeah,
I don't know where he was throwing the ball.